This is how to scuba dive. First of all, you will need several things to do it. You will need a BCD, transfer buoyancy control device, a regulator, which I'll explain later, an air tank, goggles and snorkel, fins, boots. You don't have to have these, but I prefer to have them. Gloves, a wetsuit, and you don't need this either, but I prefer to have it, a hooded vest. So, the BCD, you'll put it over the tank like this, 2 straps. A lot of BCDs are different. Some of them have 1 strap, but this one has 2. And you'll put it over like this. And there's this little thing over here that goes right over the valve. You put that down like that. You strap it on. Pull it over. Wrap it on, and then take your regulator, which consists of 3 hoses. You have this hose, which will go onto this, which is your secondary air stage, or secondary air source, which has 2 buttons on the end. One, the small one, or the big one, deflates your BCD, and the small one inflates it. So you'll screw it on. You want to make sure that this part is the part you breathe out of. Just put it in your mouth like this. Is on your right. Then the other 2 will be on your left. And this hose, it's called your SPG, submersible pressure gauge. It has this, which tells you how much air you have left in your tank. This part, which tells you how deep you are, and also the water temperature. And on the back, your compass. So, make sure that this part, which you breathe out of, is on the right. And you screw this into the tank, the valve. There are numerous types of valves. This one, it goes into it from the front. Some of them, though, you'll put the regulator over it. And you take this, your secondary air source, you pull this little part back and put it in. You click it, okay? And then, just turn your air on. You'll want to pick this up, just make sure you have air. You'll slowly turn the black part right here. And then, once it gets all the way up, you can start turning it faster. And once it stops, you're done. Okay? Then, you will want to put on your hooded vest first. And then you put on your wetsuit. There are different sizes or thickness for wetsuit. Mine's 1 millimeter, and my hooded vest is 5.3 millimeters. And my boots are 5 millimeters. The 1 millimeter is the thinnest, and I'm not sure, but I think 5.3 might be the thickest. If you're diving in really cold water, you'll want to wear a wet or a dry suit, which is connected to your air tank and BCD, and you inflate it So it's like a big bubble kind of, and the air will insulate you and keep you warmer. So you'll stay completely dry that way, except for your face and maybe feet. Then I'll put on my boots, and I'll put my fins and BCD on once I get into the water, because the tank is pretty heavy. That one is aluminum. I'm not sure exactly how much it weighs, but they have steel tanks, which weigh about 15 pounds more than the aluminum one. Also, they have different types of air that you put into your tank. There's also a nitrox. It's called nitrox, and that it's a gas that's mixed with oxygen. It helps you stay down at the bottom for a little bit longer, or almost double your time that you could stay down there. And how much time you stay down at the bottom does not just depend on how much air you have in your tank. It also has to do with the nitrogen that's in your body. If you have too much nitrogen in your body, you have to come up. So that also affects how much time you can spend at the bottom. And since you can't talk while you're in the water, you will have to use hand signals. This means okay. This means out of air. And this means like a problem. Like if there's a pressure problem with your ears, you'll tap your buddy on like the tank or something so to notice you. You'll do this and this. And there are a couple other hand signals, but they're not really as important as the out of air and the problem ones. Okay, I'll get in the water now. So I'll put my fins on now. Okay, now before you go down, you might have to walk a little bit. So when you're walking in the water with your fins on, it's easiest to walk backwards. And if you don't have there's this thing called defog, which you rub on your mask before you get in the water, and it will prevent somewhat your mask fogging up. But I don't have it right now, so I'll just spit in my mask to somewhat keep the fog out. It won't work as well, but it'll have to do. Okay. Put my gloves on now. Okay, now like I said, they have different types of BCDs. For mine, when you put it on, just put it on like this. Sometimes it's really hard just because it's extremely heavy. Okay, so you have that. I'll take my gloves off right now just to make it easier. Alright, so first, when you do this, there are different straps for each different BCD. For mine, you will just pull it like this and then snap it shut. And there's another strap. And it's down. I'll just do this strap first. It will usually take a while. Okay, so look for that other strap now. Okay. Now, you're gonna go down, and there are a couple of things you'll need to know. One of them is how to clear your mask underwater in case water floods in. What you're gonna do is you're going to let your water in up to about eye level, and you're going to look up and then pull off the bottom part and blow it as hard as you can with your nose. Okay? And then if your ears start hurting, what you're gonna do is pinch your nose like this. They'll just blow out, and your ears, you should feel your ears pop. If that doesn't work, just like wiggle your jaw around and swallow really hard, and your ears should feel normal. So, put my mask on now, and my hood. Alright, and then you're ready to go down. You're going to get your regulator, put it in your mouth, make sure it works. Then you're going to press the big button right here to deflate your BCD.